Sophia Loren, Mike's guest today.
Alan? Alan, I want to ask you something.
I'm in a hurry, Jackie.
It's important, Alan. Is it true that you promoted Roger Thorpe?
Yes. Why?
Why? Why did you do it? The man might go to jail.
He's been accused of a crime, but nothing has been proved.
Yes, but to give him a promotion now, Alan, you just hired him a few months ago.
He's an excellent worker, and aside from that, I happen to think he's innocent.
Why? Has he told you? I don't know. You've always been so concerned about the company's image. I mean, I was here when Adam Thorpe came over here and asked you to help him find a... and you wouldn't do it. You were too afraid of the reflection on you. So what changed your mind?
Would you prefer that I fired him before he's had a chance to defend himself?
No, of course not. But to give him a major promotion? Alan, he's the second most important person in your company.
Jackie, when I want advice on how to run my business, I'll ask for it. I'll be home as early as I can.
All right. I don't understand. Why should he go out of his way to defend that man? Why was he so angry when I asked him about it? I don't know. I don't understand him. God, there is so much and I don't want to hate him. I can't. I'm going to have his baby. His baby.
Alan wouldn't do that. He'd never let himself be blackmailed. Roger was lying.
Diane, I want you to do something for me. I want you to tell him what I just said, because he'll be very surprised at the results, because he is not about to fire me. Because, you see, Alan has this, slight legal problem. You see, he was not misled by Blackwood in relation to the Spanish witness, the late, great Ramon del Villar.
What are you talking about?
All those passionate days and nights between del Villar and Elizabeth, there weren't any.
Well, maybe you're not familiar with del Villar's affidavit. It says otherwise.
You must be talking about the second affidavit, the one that Alan paid for. I am talking about the first affidavit, the one that Villar made before he was bribed, which said nothing happened between him and Elizabeth.
Alan would never stoop to bribery.
Not in person, perhaps. He's a much too clever man for that, but it was his money.
I don't believe you.
That's because you haven't seen the first affidavit. I have. The first affidavit, incidentally, was incinerated before its time by Alan and Dean, quite understandably, I might add.
That's a lie.
No, honey, it ain't a lie. It's the truth. Cross my heart. You see, I made a copy of the first affidavit, and I still have it. And Alan knows I have it, which adds immeasurably to his respect for me, because he knows that any time at all, I could go to the police and have him indicted. Quite a blot on his reputation, wouldn't you say? Now, there are some people who might surmise from this discussion that I was blackmailing Alan. I prefer to see it as a deal. Just a deal between Alan and myself.
Alan would never make a deal with you.
Why do you think he promoted me, Diane?
Why did Alan promote him? He told me he was going to fire him. He called him into his office to fire him. He told me so. And then he promoted him. Alan, is he blackmailing you? Why don't you confide in me anymore? Has your marriage changed things so much? Alan, if you'd only tell me so I could help you. There has to be a way. I have to find a way to help.
And now, the guiding light. This portion is presented by Dash, the detergent with concentrated cleaning power. Dash, get your clothes visible.
Oh. Must be early. Second isn't even in yet.
She may be in there, the lights on.
Oh, yeah. Hope, I really wish that you would change your mind about this. After all, these designs are all yours.
Gordon, I told you I didn't even want to be here. I tried to call you this morning to tell you.
I don't understand why you're making such a big problem out of all this. He's our biggest account.
Look, I don't even want to see Spaulding. I don't want to have anything to do with him.
Why? Because your father and he don't get along?
That and other things.
Look, like I've told you before, this is business, okay? It doesn't matter how your father feels about him or how he feels about your father. We're simply going in there to do a presentation to the man about interior designs for his office. Now look, quit being so silly. Take this. A job's a job.
Look, I've done the work. It's all there. Now, you'll have no trouble making the presentation. I mean, you've done this all the time, for goodness sake.
Yeah, but this is different. He's our big account. We're not just a little concerned anymore. We're finally on the map. And if I go in there and if I blow this, you know, if he doesn't like the presentation and we lose him somehow, it's back to ground zero.
He'll like it. I know he will.
Besides, I'd really like to get Lucille Wexler off my back. I'd like to pay her off.
Gordon, everything's going to be all right.
Look, you've got to promise me one thing, okay? When I go in there, don't you skip out on me.
Of course not. I'll be right here.
You will.
Hi, Amanda.
Do you have a minute?
Sure, come on in.
You look so different.
Well, you know, working for Spaulding Enterprises. When in Rome, do as the Romans, right?
Of course. Is Eve here?
No, she left for work.
Good, because I wanted to ask you what's going on. Why is Mother so angry with her?
Amanda, I think that problem is over now, and if your mother hasn't discussed it with you, maybe we better just leave it that way.
Ben, she said that Eve did something awful to her?
I think that's a matter of opinion.
Then you know about it. Is that why Mother wanted to see you the other day?
Amanda, please, I'm in a very difficult position. I really don't want to talk about it.
Why?
I just don't. That's all.
Ben, maybe I could help. With all of us living so close to each other and Eve working for my mother's company now. Well, I think it's awful that we don't get along.
Well, like I said, I think things are going to be okay in a while. It'll all be forgotten.
Am I the only one that doesn't know what's going on? I can't believe Eve would do something to hurt Mother. I know she wouldn't. Will you tell her that I don't share Mother's feelings at all?
I will, but I think she knows that.
I'm worried about Mother.
Ben, she's so emotional these days, ever since she's been ill. I hope Eve understands that she's not herself these days. When she's ill and she's worried, it's understandable. She even talks about dying sometimes. I think she's very frightened.
Well, I wouldn't worry about her too much. She seems to be doing a lot better.
I wish I could be sure of that. She's changed so much. She's so dependent on me now. I mean, she can't stand me leaving her for a minute. It's difficult. And I do play at a few recitals, but that's the only time I ever get out of that house. And even then, she's not very happy about it.
I'm sorry. I know it must be very hard for you.
Oh, Ben, I owe her so much. I guess the only thing that's important is that I make her feel comfortable and I help her. I do regret giving up my apartment, but I guess it was the only thing I could do under the circumstances. I just don't like the idea of her taking it out on Eve. It's not fair, even if she is upset.
Well, I will tell Eve what you said, and I know that she'll appreciate it.
Good. Well, listen, I'll let you get to work.
Yes, I should be going.
What's that?
Oh, some work that I brought home last night.
I'm impressed. How's the job going, anyway?
Fine, fine. I cannot tell you how good it feels to be working again.
You like the people?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I hope they know how lucky they are to have an artist like you working for them.
You know, it's funny you should mention that because I've been told that they're going to make me a vice president right away. Really?
Yeah. Well, how do you like the work?
It's fine. It's fine. Of course, it's not like painting. They have things that they want illustrated and done in a certain way, and that's what I do. You know, it's going to be an adjustment, but I think it'll be fine.
I haven't seen you this happy in a long time.
Well, it was a little rough being out of work for so long. I was beginning to wonder if anybody'd ever hire me. Yeah, I feel very happy to have a chance like this.
I'm glad, Ben. I wish you all the luck.
Thank you.
Well, Spaulding's really helped us. Giving Roger a promotion like that, huh?
You really think that'll help?
Well, it sure won't hurt. You know, it's a vote of confidence from a very, very influential man in this town. And I'm going to do everything I can to see that the newspapers play it up big.
I just don't understand it. Yeah, I went to Allen when Roger was arrested. I asked him if he'd give me some help in finding a lawyer. Now, that was before you called me. He said he wouldn't touch it. He didn't want to be involved.
Well, that's to be expected. I mean, he's got to be concerned about public relations, about that old company image. You know, to tell you the truth, I was keeping my fingers crossed there for a while, hoping Spaulding wouldn't fire him, that he would just keep him on. And then I hear that he's made him a senior vice president. You know, Adam, your son is a real fighter. I've never seen anyone stand up so well under this kind of pressure.
Yeah, that's funny. When I saw him yesterday, I thought he was beginning to feel the pressure a bit.
Well, you're his father. I'm sure if he lets his guard down in front of anyone, he'd be with you. But I'm talking about the way he's handled the press and the way he's handled Spaulding.
Now, Roger tells me you're not very optimistic about an acquittal.
Well, I certainly told him that he'd be a lot better off if he could talk his wife into not testifying.
Do you think that's a possibility?
I don't know. You know, it looks to me like she's out to get him. She's told that rape story so many times, she's starting to believe it.
Well, is there any chance of a suspended sentence?
No. No, there's no way we could get a suspended sentence on this one. And that's why I've told Roger that he's got to do everything he can think of to change his wife's mind. Promise her any kind of divorce settlement. Promise her any kind of custody arrangement for the kid. Promise to leave town if necessary, anything. And apparently he's tried, but Now, that woman is just beyond reason. She got hysterical when she saw him. But I'm not counting on her changing her attitude. I don't care what she does to him, or to herself and her child, for that matter. There's just no way to reason with someone like her. She's just plain out to get him, that's all.
I was hoping she'd change her mind.
Yeah. But don't get too discouraged. Now, I didn't want a court fight, but since it looks like we're going to get one, I intend to win it.
What do you think the chances are?
What, you want numbers? I don't know. But as I told you, I've defended men with cases of alleged rapes before, and I've always gotten acquittals. It's his word against hers. That's what it comes down to. There is one thing I am worried about, though, and that's the atmosphere. She's got a lot more friends in this town than he does.
Yes, Roger doesn't have many friends. The only ones I think of are Alan Spaulding, you, and myself.
Look, Adam, if you're really for him, let people know it. Because right now it's the best kept secret in town. And when a father doesn't stand up for his own son, people begin to wonder.
Yes, I suppose you're right.
And I guess I don't have to tell you that a lukewarm statement from you would be worse than none at all. Now, you have got to state clearly and unequivocally that you know your son is innocent, that he would never have raped anyone, and that you are outraged at what he is having to go through.
All right. All right, I'll give a statement to the press.
Good. All we need from you is the simple truth. You do believe he's innocent, don't you?
I don't want my son to go to prison.
Dad! The doctors are here. We'd like to examine your bones.
Oh, sounds pretty good.
Better than before?
Yeah, a little better. But I still want you to take it easy.
When can I go back to school?
Oh, in a little while, huh? Let's not rush things. Has he been behaving himself, Elizabeth?
Yes, he's pretty good. Doesn't like staying in the house, though.
Well, in a little while, I think we're going to let you go out for walks during the day.
This weekend?
Maybe. We'll see. Depends.
Should I go on and get schoolwork from his teachers?
Yeah, Dr. Muller, I've missed 3 weeks of school.
Well, I think it'd be all right if you picked up his assignments. But don't try to make it up all at once, huh? Just take it slow and easy.
Dr. Muller, are you going to read some more of the Three Musketeers?
Well, I wish I could, but I have to get back to the hospital. I'll tell you what, why don't you read on ahead?
Okay. But it's not going to be as much fun.
Well, we'll read together again, I promise.
All right.
Come on, darling. Time for you to go back to bed and rest. Take your book. Read it if you want to.
See you tomorrow, Philip. Bye.
Justin. How's he doing?
He's coming along fine. But you have to keep him quiet physically and avoid all emotional stress.
Yes, I know. He's really being very, very good. He does hate being cooped up, though. Oh, Jackie told me you dropped by last night while I was gone.
Yes, I did, just for a little while.
She tell you where I was?
Yes.
I don't know what to do. I've never lied to Philip before. It just doesn't seem right to see Mike and not tell him.
Well, given the way he feels about Mike and his physical condition, I think you're doing the right thing.
Yes, I know I am. Mike upsets Philip terribly. Well, you heard Philip the other day.
He seems to be afraid of Mike.
Yes, I think he is. Well, it's Alan, you know. Alan's told him so many lies about Mike. Philip believes anything Alan says.
Well, all I can say is, I hope to God you're careful. If you're talking about Mike, and Philip gets upset, don't push it. Because we can't risk another seizure.
Oh, God, no.
Does Philip ever ask you what your plans are?
Yes. He's begging me not to marry Mike. He says he never wants to see him again. And I have no idea what to do about that.
So you all settled into your apartment?
Pretty much.
It's a good building. At least I've always liked it. You were lucky to get a vacancy. You know, they don't come up very often. Look, I'm really sorry about what I said the other night. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but, well, I'd had a few drinks, and I don't drink very often, and I don't usually hold my liquor very well when I do. So I apologize if I had said anything to offend you.
Forget it.
You know, frankly, I don't even remember what I said.
We discussed my father.
Oh. Well, whatever I said, I apologize. And if I made any grandiose observations about life, please forget those too.
You said it was a dog-eat-dog world.
I did. Oh, dear. Well, I don't usually feel that way when I'm sober. Oh, by the way, there's a friend of yours working for us now.
Who?
Ben McFarren.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I hired him. He started yesterday. He's working in the graphic arts department.
Oh. Well, I knew he was looking for work. I'm glad he's got something in this field. He is an artist.
I know, it's hard for them to find work sometimes. You know, he's very talented. We're expecting great things from him.
I'm sure he won't disappoint you.
You know, I've been thinking a lot lately that what we need around here is some fresh talent. Bright young men with ideas. You know, I noticed on his job application that he's married.
Yes.
Does he have a family?
If you mean children, no.
Well, he's very involved in his work. Is his wife an artist, too?
No, but she's been very encouraging to him.
Well, he's very talented. And very nice.
Yes, he is.
You know, it makes the job a lot nicer, having interesting people around.
I thought you were my friend, Sarah Tucker. What's wrong? I made your apple crisp recipe.
We'd also like to recommend that you have all the companies moving in use the same interior window design. Mr. Spaulding? You see, if all the companies moving in have the same interior window design, with so much exterior glass space, the building will look uniform.
All right, that looks fine.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
I'd like to see more detailed plans of the areas off the elevators. Those really don't fill in at all.
Oh, sure. You see, these are just some basic sketches we did. We wanted to get your approval before we went ahead with the design.
Well, you have it. I was talking yesterday to Bryanson. He told me that you're going to do some designs for his company and for Thorenson as well.
Yes.
Well, it looks like your company's getting off the ground.
Yeah, finally. Thanks to you. I think the work we've done for Spaulding Enterprises has given us an edge. The other companies moving in are able to see what we can do. Matter of fact, I'm putting Hope Bauer in charge of this project. As you know, she's back from New York.
I'd prefer that you give it to someone else.
Mr. Spaulding, Hope is really the best person I have for the job. She's very talented. You see, everything I've shown you today is hers. The whole presentation has been Hope's.
Yes, and I've told you I like the work, but I'd rather not work with her personally. I have my reasons.
I see. right, sir. As you wish.
Well, I'm looking forward to a good relationship with the Architectural Forum.
So am I.
Good morning, Miss Bauer.
Good morning.
Mr. Middleton was showing me your designs, and I've approved them.
Good.
There's no further questions at this time, Hope. Just some more detailed work in the sketches that we've already done.
Yes, he'll explain to you what I need.
All right.
Thank you for coming by.
Thank you. Bye now.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Will you come into my office for a minute?
Sure.
Look, are you angry with me?
No. No, of course not.
I wouldn't blame you if you were. I've been under a lot of pressure lately about a lot of things. This mess with Roger, a lot of things. And I apologize if I've taken it out on you.
Oh, Alan, you don't have to apologize.
But I want to. There's nothing more important to me than our relationship. And, well, if I've ever done anything to make you feel otherwise, I'm sorry. I've sensed a change in you.
Alan, I've had some thoughts, you know, since you got married. And since I heard that you and Jackie are going to have a child.
But that doesn't affect us.
Alan, is there something on your mind that you haven't told me about? Because I want to help you.
There is a problem, but I can't talk about it.
But you know you can trust me.
I know. But there's really nothing you can do to help me.
Alan, please.
Diane, there's nothing you can do. I'm afraid there's nothing anyone can do. But thanks anyway. Look, I've got to get out to the industrial site. If you need me, I'll be at home for lunch.
All right. I'll see you later.
Yeah. Bye.
I've never seen him like this. Something's wrong and he won't tell me. My God, Roger is blackmailing him. Maybe there really was a first affidavit. And maybe Roger has it. Would Alan do something illegal? I don't care. He's been so good to me all these years. I've got to help him.
I've discovered a fresh idea in tampon protection.
What does she know that I don't know?
Playtex deodorant tampons at a...
Well, she'll be ready in a few minutes.
Good. No, not especially. As a matter of fact, I thought I'd drop by and see Philip afterward.
Called Elizabeth earlier today, and Justin was over there checking Philip.
What did he say?
Nothing new. He said he's doing fine. He just needs to be kept quiet.
When can he go back to school?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I'm sure he can't go back for a while. He needs to avoid stress.
Well, I hope Elizabeth remembers that. There's not much I can do now to protect him, now that she has him.
Alan, she is very concerned about protecting him. The big problem has to do with the way Philip feels about Mike.
I'm sure that doesn't prevent her from seeing Mike.
Mike hasn't set foot over there since Philip's been home. They're afraid of upsetting him.
Well, they should be.
You know, you've got Philip so upset with Mike that Elizabeth can't even mention his name.
Good.
She can't even see him without lying to him about it. That's not right.
Well, I'm sorry that if his mother's lying to him, that there's not really much I can do about it.
Yes, there is, Alan.
And I have the feeling that you're about to tell me.
It's because of you that all this happened, the whole situation.
That's not true.
It is true. Philip wouldn't be upset with Mike if it weren't for you.
I didn't lie to him. I told him the truth about Mike.
Don't tell me that. I heard you. I heard what you said. The point is that you have put Mike and Elizabeth in a situation where they can't even talk to Philip, because if they do, they would have to tell him that his own father lied to him. Alan, if you care about Philip, there is something you can do about all of this.
What?
Talk to Philip. Tell him you were angry when you said all of those things, to give Mike a chance.
Why should I?
So he can accept Mike. Look, we have lost Philip. Yeah, he has a right to be happy, though. He could be happy with Mike and Elizabeth, like a family. Under the circumstances, I think it's the only thing you can do for him. Forget about Mike and Elizabeth and give Philip your thoughts for a change.
I'm damned if I'm going to encourage my son to like a man who tried to destroy me. If Elizabeth still insists on marrying Mike, despite how Philip feels, well, then I wish you would consider her responsibility in this. Look, we shouldn't be arguing.
I'm not arguing, I'm talking.
Well, you shouldn't concern yourself with this. You should be taking care of yourself.
I am taking care of myself.
Jackie, I don't want to discuss this. Please, don't bring it up anymore.
I can't help it. I worry about Philip.
Well, you've got a child of your own to be concerned about now. Look, you're on edge. We're going to be much happier when the baby comes. You're all right, aren't you?
Actually, there is something I wanted to tell you that Justin mentioned the other day.
What?
Well, you know about my father's heart condition. Any child that I have, if it's a boy, might inherit that same condition. But Justin said there is a test.
Well, can they do that sort of thing?
Well, as I understand it, within a few weeks they can tell whether the child is a boy or a girl. And if it's a girl, there's no problem. But if it's a boy, there's a 50-50 chance he might have the same condition.
My God.
I should have realized. I knew Dad's condition was hereditary. But I wanted this child. And then Justin reminded me.
But isn't there any way of preventing it, of treating it?
It's genetic. And apparently I'm a carrier.
Well.
I don't care, Alan. If there is a problem, I want this baby. Dad has led a very good life. And look at Philip. I mean, if Philip has proper care taken, he'll be just fine.
Of course, of course. Well, I think you should go ahead and have the test. I'm sure you'll feel much better if you do. Quite frankly, I can't see how a child of mine would have any.
Defects?
Jackie, the baby's going to be fine. Look, I want this child as much as you do. It's my own flesh and blood.
Bored, aren't you, being cooped up? Yeah. You feel better?
Yeah.
Good. Look, there's a track meet Saturday at the university. In fact, there's a track meet every Saturday for the whole of spring. Do you want to go?
How do you know about track meets?
Well, actually, Mike told me. And he knows you like running at school. He thought you might enjoy it.
I don't want to go.
Right. Just thought it might be something you'd like.
tries to be a friend, but he isn't. It's just like Dad said. I thought you weren't seeing him anymore.
Honey, he just called, that's all. If you don't want to go to the track meet, we won't go. Well, I think I'd best get your lunch ready.
Nobody is squeezing the Charmin, Mr. Whipple.
They are in Hoffmeyer's store.
How come you let us squeeze the Charmin, Mr. Hoffmeyer?
Because measure how big and fluffy it is.
Sorry I didn't stop by sooner, but I've been quite busy at the hospital.
Well, that's par for the course, isn't it?
Yes, I have a young patient who's required a lot of my time, and at the moment, he requires a house call a day, so that's really thrown my schedule out of whack.
Can't you assign those calls to someone else?
I could, but I won't. I'm very fond of the kid. Besides, I think he does better when I'm in charge.
Weren't you the guy who always told me, learn how to delegate responsibility?
I guess. But it never works out that way.
What do you hear from home?
Hey, Laney's coming in.
Great. When?
Well, I'm not sure. She didn't say, but she is entering in a track meet up here in about, let's see, Saturday after next.
Is her coach coming with her?
I believe he is, yes.
Yeah. You know, if he gets her into the Olympics, it's a big thing for him, too. How about her boyfriend? Is he coming up?
She didn't say.
How's she feeling?
Oh, Ross, you know Laney would take a case of pneumonia to keep her off the track.
That was the last time the three of us were together, wasn't it? When she was sick last year.
Yeah. Well, this family reunion should be under happier circumstances. I think she has a good chance of winning.
You think so?
Well, our coach thinks so, and so does she.
You know, with two brothers like us, how did she turn out so well?
Yeah, it just goes to show you. So how's it going?
You mean with the Thorpe trial?
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to start next week. We did what we could to get Holly Thorpe to drop the thing, but, well, it looks like this is the way she wants it.
I doubt that Holly's looking forward to it.
Look, all she had to say was that she was wrong about what happened and the prosecutor would have dropped the case. Now, obviously, she's just out to ruin her husband.
I think she's telling the truth about the rape, and I think you do, too.
Now, you weren't there, Justin. You don't have any idea what happened.
Oh, Ross, you weren't there either.
No, but I've talked to Roger, and I believe him. And, you know, he's got a lot of enemies in this town that's going to make it damn hard for him to get a fair trial.
Well, the newspapers seem to be treating him pretty good. Too damn good, in fact. They seem to be more than willing to print every story you leak to them to smear his wife.
Holly Thorpe deserves everything she gets.
Why? Why, Ross? Because she reported the rape? Is she breaking some unwritten law? She's supposed to suffer in silence? And if she doesn't, well, then she's fair game, right?
Justin, why are you for her? Because you like her or because you don't want to see me win a case, huh?
Ross, you're very bright, and you're a damn good lawyer, and I'd like to see you use those talents to put those talents to better use.
Well, you don't know anything you're talking about. This is the most important case I could be handling right now.
Yeah, so you've said.
Bailey is the best district attorney in the county, maybe the state. The judge has got a national reputation. The reporters are coming in from the wire services, from the news magazines. There's going to be such a crowd, they're going to have a hard time finding hotel rooms.
Sounds like a circus.
Well, it's one we didn't ask for. Now, Roger and I tried like hell to get Holly Thorpe to back off. And she's going to be sorry she didn't. She's not going to enjoy it on the witness stand, believe me.
Anything to win, right, Ross?
She's trying to ruin a man's life. Even if I get him off, he's going to carry this thing around with him for the rest of his life. Now, I think he's innocent. And I think Mrs. Thorpe, whatever her reasons, decided that she was going to get him. And she took advantage of this new rape law to do it. So now she and the district attorney are trying to send an innocent man to prison. Well, you can bet your life I'm not about to let him get away with it.
You know, Ross, I have a hard time telling whether you believe in something because you think it's true, or you believe in it because it's convenient.
Carol proofed it, and I double-checked the figures. Shall I have it run off? No, have Carol do it. Oh, Lori, are you going to type up the Halberstam report for Roger? Yeah, when he's finished with it. Well, when do you think he'll be finished? I don't know. He has a deadline, so he said he's going to stick with it till it's done. How long do you think that'll take? 2 or 3 hours. Okay, listen, would you do me a favor? Would you watch the phones for me? I have some errands to run. Sure. Anything I can do? No. No, just hold on the fort, and I'll be back as soon as I can. I have to do this myself.
Everything's perfect, Maurice.
If you're fussy about your sour cream and onion dip, you'll really love our latest flavor.
Remember to put the key back over the sill. I don't want Roger to know I was here. He's blackmailing Alan. There's something... Oh, he's lying about the affidavit. Alan wouldn't... Hurry and get out of here. There's nothing here. There's nothing that would incriminate Alan. Is Roger lying? Okay. This must be where it is. I can just get this drawer open all the way. Two affidavits. Ramon de Saavedra del Villar. There were two. Roger wasn't lying. There were two. Alan's afraid of Roger. That's why he gave him the promotion.
This is why. He knows that Roger has these.
Your mom in New England would have a way to turn this meal around.
With green beans? Mixed with corn?
Corn.
Broccoli?